Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I am getting ready. We're working on the creation journal, and I've got my dried pages, and I've been measuring to see about what kind of cover I want to do. I found my fabric I want to use. I think this will make a good creation cover, and I'm going to do a regular framework like I normally do, where I have a spine and then the front and the back. You don't have to do that. Of course, you could just do fabric if you wanted to, and glue it, or make one piece and just glue it in, however you want to do it. I feel like this needs a little bit of structure. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. It's pretty small, so it might not, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I measured this. This is a 1/2 inch exactly. I also put all the tags in just to see how fat it got, and it didn't get that thick. It was pretty thin. So I'm going to add a little bit to it. So instead of a 1/2 inch spine, I'm going to make it 5/8. So that gives me an 1/8 of an inch play. And so I'm going to cut a strip 5/8 inch wide and then 9 inches long, and that gives me a 1/2 inch at the top and 1/2 inch at the bottom, which is what I normally allow. So that makes it 9 inches for my cover by 5/8 for the spine, and then the front and back cover is 5 1/4. So that is actually 5 3/4. I was playing with the numbers. At first I was going to do just 1/4 of an inch all the way around, but I don't think I'm going to be happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead, do like I normally do, and make it 5 3/4. That gives me 1/2 inch all the way around. Okay, so, and I'm also going to use 2 pieces of chipboard, so just cereal boxes or whatever you have. That's what I'm going to do. I've used cardboard boxes, and that works fine too. So whatever you have that you want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pieces of cardboard and glue them together and cut out my 3 pieces for my framework, and then I will be back. Okay, so here are my pieces, and I am going to lay them out. And I'm kind of reverting back. I was trying to do this a different way, but I think I like the way I'm kind of reverting back to how I usually do this. And do I want, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take masking tape. You want to leave a gutter in between the spine and the cover and the back cover. The little spaces in between. That's what I'm calling a gutter. And I'm going to use a piece of masking tape. Oh, I want to put some glue because I don't trust the masking tape to last forever. More like 1/4 of an inch gap between the cover and the spine, and then the back cover and the spine. Okay, and then quickly put it on there. Oh, got my glue way out of whack. I'll just smooth it out so it can dry. And I'm letting my tape go way over on this cover, but that's fine. It won't hurt a thing. So now what I'm going to do is I picked the fabric I showed you for the cover, and I picked another one I'm going to use for the spine. And so what I'm going to do that I normally do is cut the piece of fabric so that it will wrap around, and I'm going to cut a piece of batting from a baby quilt. If you've watched my videos, you know I always use this. It's real thin batting, and if I got it on Amazon, it's for a baby quilt. So it's a small piece. So what I did is I cut a piece of the baby batting just about the same size as the cover. So now I'm going to glue that on. Actually, I'm going to use 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac, however you want to call it. And I'm just going to get it kind of a little bit of glue here to hold it in place. And put my quilt batting on there. And then I'm going to go around it and trim it see how I have excess. And then I'm just going to take this fabric and cut a piece so that I have a good amount to wrap over. And of course I have plenty on the top and bottom. So maybe that much. And tear it. And then I'm going to take my Fabri-Tac and glue it. And something I watched the Treasure Books video, and she was talking about how she, I'm just going to kind of dull the corners here a little bit. She kind of burnishes them down on the corners. And then I'll do this side over here so I can pull it tight. And then I'm going to look at it, make sure it's pretty smooth, and it is. And then I can go ahead. Actually, I'm going to wait. Give it just a minute and trim this off. And this is the corner. I always get in a bind, no pun intended, on these corners. Put this around and do this side. And then we're going to do a spine, and I'm just going to cut a strip of fabric out of this black, this is Tim Holtz fabric, and tear off. I'll probably want it to go over like that. Fray this out a little bit. That might be a little bit long. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this to tear. When it's little like that, it doesn't want to a lot of times. There. It's still just a little bit long, and I'd like to tear it, but I'm afraid it's not going to tear, but we'll see. No. All right. I'm going to have to go ahead and cut it, which is fine. I cut it to begin with. Okay. I'll do this. And so that'll be like that. Kind of like that side better. It's got more going on. So if I put that there, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue, because I told you that we were going to do a no-sew journal. And so I normally would go over and stitch this together, but since we're doing a no-sew, I'm going to do a no-sew. So I'm just going to glue this on with Fabri-Tac. And here's the center. Try to get this centered with something like that. Let that set for a second, and then that'll be like that. And so we're going to glue this in to the journal. Ooh, I forgot how small these were. Actually, I think what I'll do, I'm going to put a liner sheet in, I think, because otherwise I'm going to have a weird gap over here. So let me get some paper. Let me pick out some paper I like. Okay, I'm going to use this paper, and this is probably a bad reason, but I don't like this paper very well, and I want to use it up, and so I've done everything I can to add texture and try to disguise it. So I'm going to use it because hardly any of it is going to show. So I don't want to waste a good paper on it. So I'm going to use this paper. So I want it to be almost to the edge. So I'm going to just try to get away without measuring it and just fold it. See if that would work. I think it will. And then I want it to over to the gutter, so about to there. So I'm going to fold it there. And I think that'll work. So I'm just going to cut on my fold lines, and then I'll cut the other one to match, and that should work. All right, so let's see. Yep. That works. Okay, so then the length I go to not measure. I know it doesn't have to be exact, so that's the other reason I'm doing it this way, because if it's slightly off, it will still work. And then so I'm going to glue those in, and then I'll glue those over it. And I'm going to use my PVA glue. Okay, well, what I think I'll do is I'm going to put PVA glue on the cardboard, and then I'll put some 3-in-1 on the fabric, or around these 3 sides. Try to get it pretty close to the edge. And this is a straight edge that I didn't cut, so I'm going to make sure that goes on the outside, just because I want it to be as straight as I can on that edge. Hope that made sense. And then right up to the gutter. And then we will be ready to glue our journal in. You're just going to glue the back page and the front page to the cover there. I need to go back and cut notches where I forgot to cut them. And I really didn't need notches cut in here because I'm not doing this as a pocket, but that's all right. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I can go in here and do that. And honestly, I could take a pencil and mark each one, so I will know where to cut it, where to punch it, so that they'll all be fairly in the same place. And then these that don't line up, I could trim them. I think what I might do is just ink them. You know, junk journals, my junk journals anyway, are pretty imperfect, and so I don't get too worried about it. So I think I might just ink these. And then go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead and ink all my pages. So you don't need to watch me do that, for crying out loud. So I will do that, and then I will be back. Okay, I inked most of these, and I was noticing that I'm getting this kind of line, and I think even though they're folded and laying flat, I think that's what I was telling you about your scoreboard, because it's not exact. And then when it folds, for whatever reason, it's longer on one side than the other, just slightly. So I'm like, well, I can ink that, but let me see what else I can do. So what I did is I tore some really skinny pieces of fabric off the different cotton fabric I have, and I thought that I would glue that along the edge. So here's one. So I'm just gonna, if it gets too skinny it won't tear, but I want it as thin as I can get it, obviously. And so let me just see, I'm just gonna see what happens here. So it just looks more intentional. It's pretty cute, really, that fabric. Okay. And then I'm going to cut that off. And let's see, where's that brown I just did? That matches pretty well. This one's not that bad, but I'll go ahead and put it on there. That one was pretty bad. Got another yellow here, kind of. Yeah, it's got pink too, so that kind of goes with the other side. There's green. Let's see if this green looks all right. Yeah, it looks good. All right. Okay, I am back, and so I glued my strips in, and I noticed that as I went towards the back, the pieces of the gaps stopped showing up. So I'm not sure why they show up in the front, not in the back. It's just something in the way I scored them. But I didn't want to leave all the scraps, all the edges like that just in the front. So I added a couple in the back. There's one there. Where did I put another one? I didn't want to put them where it might take away from the painting. So I didn't do it on these. I could do it on that one. I didn't want to lose these little face there. So anyway, that was my solution. I'm sure you could come up with several other ideas. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and glue this in, and I am going to put my PVA glue along the edges really pretty well. And then all around the center. And then I'm going to glue this in. So I'm going to put it center it top to bottom as best you can. And then get that glued in. And then we're going to put glue on this side. And then shut this over it. And press it down and let that grab hold. Gotta make sure my glue doesn't get stuck. Okay. All right, so there is the journal. And then I'm going to lay that aside. And actually, I will stop with this video and we'll go on the next video and work on the tags. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.